Welcome to the beautiful, bright, calming, inviting Kahala Hotel and Resort. This is one of the many outdoor spaces on the main floor of the main building of the resort. This is more footage from the lobby. It's kind of half the lobby shown, and then when I turn around, you'll see the other half of the lobby in a few seconds. I loved, as a lawyer, being able to sit on these couches late night. Very few other people around. I mean, these are, boutique institutions. There aren't hundreds of rooms on site. And just able to enjoy that breeze coming in from all different directions. And again, just the serenity. As you saw, this year, the Kahala was celebrating their 60th anniversary in business, which is a pretty big deal. And as you experience the hotel, it's not hard to see how they made it to 60 years. Ignore the damp towels there, but this was a pretty unique feature, a living plant wall. So Kahala is part of the leading world hotels and has been adjudged by Forbes as one of the finest properties on planet Earth. Usually we stay at the Relais and Chateau organizations, as they are far more boutique. We're talking 10, 20, 30 bedroom institutions. Whereas even Kahala, if I'll be honest with you, up until this point, it was one of the biggest hotels we'd ever stayed at. But again, owing to the strength of the leading world hotel brand, the largeness is smoothed over because you still feel the intimacy and the care in the details of the institution. As you see here, plenty of amenities, again, on the main floor of the main building: food, spa, shops. These photos on the side here is the little wall of fame of all the celebrities and influential individuals that have stayed there over the years. There are, an abundance of shops. Like I said, you can have your wedding here. You can have any celebration you're thinking of here. Get your hair and makeup done. Get your jewelry done. Oh my gosh, that jewelry store we passed by a few seconds earlier had some fabulous pieces. At the end here, you can go talk real estate. You can count car bookings and so on and so forth. Okay, the Wall of Fame, let's talk about it. Some of you might have recognized local Hawaii talent, President, of course, Barack Obama. So on this wall, they have anybody you could imagine, but I'm not posting like influencers here. I'm posting people that genuinely changed the course of planet Earth with their influence. So you saw Nixon, Michael Jackson, of course, Elizabeth Taylor, of course. Let's see who's next. Hillary Clinton. Undeniably, right? And this isn't like political commentary. These are genuinely influential individuals that changed the course of humankind for a lot of people. Queen Elizabeth, and of course, the unforgettable Robin Williams. The Kahala, of course, being a resort as well as a hotel, has an abundance of spaces like the ballrooms and things like that, and those are just nearby to the lobby as well. So here we are going upstairs to our bedroom. One of the views, this is like a hallway view, it's not a view from our suite. There is a golf club on site as well, or a golf course. Now our room, I don't remember the exact term for it, but it is a room that I upgraded multiple times to be, not just ocean facing, but like full view on the ocean, front row kind of thing. And you can see when we got there, the weather was not exactly the best. You can see every tree is leaning a little bit. And by the way, next door, you might have seen that parking lot. So there's a pretty exclusive private club nearby. There's some, exclusive condos. And on this street that the Kahala is on are, I believe, some of the most expensive property on not just the island of Oahu, but overall Hawaii, and maybe even the States. And some very influential individuals, again, have homes there. And as you drive by, it's not hard to see why. I'm talking like Cher level, Obama level, that very, very 1% of 1% kind of thing in terms of influence. Here, of course, I'm showing you the suite. So you saw there were the multiple beds and the lounge chair. Again, the gorgeous view. Now here in the bathroom is when you start to squint a little, right? I am all for authenticity in these videos. Side note, the toiletries bother me. When the toiletries have the name of the resort on them, and look at the scum on that video, on that screen. Okay, so we call it for what it is on this channel. But the toiletries bother me when they have the name of the institution. I'm like, this could be Walmart or this could be Givenchy. What is going on here? Why are you white labeling it? If it was a brand that would attract you in and of itself, like at the Burj Al Arab, they had Hermes everything, you would put that for what it is. Or for example, in the lobby of the Kahala, they had Bulgari, or Bulgari, you pronounce it how you would, but I believe it's Bulgari. So again, what they're proud to show, they're going to show you. So the white labeling, again, freaks me out a little bit. Back to the bathroom. So the bathroom is a space where I loved all the nooks and crannies. That was great. But the details, it's one of those things that the closer you look at the details, the more turn-offy it is, okay? What do I mean? So there's actually some spots of like mold and mildew and serious damage from humidity that you'll see later in the video. The furnishings, these cabinets have got to be decades old. They're all scuffed and banged up and things like that. And there you go. Oh my gosh. Like, I cannot believe that that's an institution of this level where literally planet Earth's most influential people are not just going, but they're proud to go. They're posting their photos when they're going. So that's how they're proud to go. Listen, Kahala, as a lot of places, as a lot of upper echelon places, we're not going there so that we can touch the finest cabinetry on earth, right? You're going there because of who else is going to be around you, the pedigree of individual that's around you. It's less about the screaming and yelling and more about the fine wine and, networking. You're not going, Kahala for a lot of people, it's the vibe as well. You're right on the ocean. It's a very peaceful piece of ocean. It's not the disastrous Waikiki situation that we stayed at a Waikiki hotel right after this. So we're going to get there. And this, by the way, different pools. You saw the child pool. This is the hot tub. This is the main pool. That was lovely. No complaints. Multiple bars, things like that. Dolphin sanctuary you're looking at. But again, I always, I'm proud to provide the extra little bit of feedback I do in these videos because I don't want somebody to save up for like a year or years and go here and be like, Pam, I was so embarrassed. I opened the door, the like wall was coming off kind of thing like you saw in that photo. Why didn't you tell me? I wouldn't have gone if I knew that was it. So I don't want to keep anything from you. I've worked just as hard as any of you are watching this video. Like, it's all my own money funding this. So when I feel that something is inappropriate, I call it out because, again, I want to present you with the authentic truth and you then make your own decisions. Kahala, the furnishings were, light and airy, what you expect at a beachy place, okay? And to be honest, with this kind of scenery around, it is appropriate that the furnishings are not that distracting. But some of the details, like to me, that room where the wall is literally popping off, I don't know if I would have rented that room out or whatever the term is for a hotel. I guess they don't rent rooms, they sell rooms. But, there's things like that don't fly all that well. Like, that should never be at this level of institution. That being said, well, that's not the reason we're going there. We're not going to Kahala for the finest walls around. We're going to Kahala, like I said, for the vibe and for the who's who and things like that. This is a photo I really like. I took just on a golden hour type of walk. And a black crab, the first time ever I'd seen like a pitch black crab in my life. I don't know if they're edible or not, but it was just curious to see such a dark color, like pitch black. These are some food items that we had at the Kahala restaurant. This is one point where the resort did shine, honestly. This was, and as you can imagine, we went to a lot of upscale places on the island. The best food I had by far. I actually went back. The seafood tower was a highlight. I actually ended up coming back another day. Even when we were staying at another resort, I left that resort just to eat at Kahala. Here it is again, the double. And the musubi or masubi, the little rice balls, usually they're filled with Spam. And ours, because I don't eat, like the only animal I eat, if I eat animals, is seafood. So ours were filled with tuna. Lovely. The fries with all the sauce on top, a little much. I don't love it when food starts to border that fine line of tasting like it's been pre-licked for me. So the food that's like overly squishy, like tomatoes, things, watermelon, things like that, can sometimes really trigger me and honestly just make me want to go gag, but we won't talk about that. But so the fries I didn't love, like the plop of mayo on top. But anyways, clearly I love the food overall. That's why I just told you I went back. So thoughts on the Kahala? I mean, I think I provided them throughout the video anyways. It was, would I go back? Okay, that's the big question. I told you some good, I told you some bad. Would I go back? I would. I actually really want to go back. I wish I could go back and just spend like 2 weeks, a month there. It's not a large resort, right? As you saw, the pools are boutique. The bar is boutique. The restaurants, I mean, the restaurants maybe are full size, I would actually say. The spa is boutique. But I don't know how busy you'd be spending a month there. But in terms of like spiritual, mental relaxation, it's a lovely place to be. And despite the footage of the rooms I showed you, things like that, and other things I didn't want to show because honestly, it would really bring this video down, I would go back because of the feeling, okay? Staff overall, quite strong. Again, that is the standard at the LWH level of hotels. Had a little bit of a scuffle with the check-in individual on the first day, ended up smoothing it over, and thankfully, as part of the smooth over, she actually ended up letting us check into the room like many hours early. I mean, I think if I look back 5-6 hours early kind of thing, to the point where it felt like we had an extra day on site, because with a 3 or 4 p.m. check-in, you go in, you change your clothes, things like that. Once you step out of the room, it's actually 6 p.m. You have lost a day at the resort. So getting the room early the way we did was, it enhanced our experience. So overall, would I go back? One thing that was poor, didn't love it, was the buffet. Okay, the buffet food, so they have a buffet option there for like breakfast, lunch, things like that. Not a fan. But the a la carte options, again, I would venture to say the best on the island, like really strong. And the street it's on, the scenery, you could walk off resort and feel safe because there's an exclusive club next door that's like $100,000 a year to join kind of thing. Like you are amongst safety here, And I mean, the price tag on that, well, what's the price tag on safety? It's invaluable. So overall, 2 thumbs up for Kahala. I wish they would look at those details a little bit and maybe not rent those rooms out until they come to a higher standard. I understand humidity, I understand the ocean, I understand basic science, but I also understand basic business. So again, don't rent those rooms out. But overall, lovely experience. Thank you, Kahala, for all the honesty favors, including the early check-in on the first day and the lovely treatment, and we can hardly wait to come back. Feel free to give this video a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and of course, we're coming back next week with more luxury and are so excited to see you then.